y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully I can add some happy squish vibes to your day today. Alright, so today I had a fun little idea, or hopefully I think it's going to be a fun video. I'm excited, so I hope you're excited. But I've seen a couple different creators do this sort of thing with different plush or just in different ways, but I thought it'd be really fun to kind of go through my collection and pick my favorite Squishmallow in each color, and then I'm going to show you which ones those are that I've picked. So I've picked a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, and then I wanted to do some neutral colors as well. So I have a gray one, a black one, a white one, and a brown one. So I'm going to be going through every one of those colors and showing you my favorite Squishmallow for those colors. I also do want to say I did give myself a little bit of a rule. I don't have a cow in every single color. I don't think there's a red cow out there, or at least I don't have one. However, I did see something about a sneak peek of some of the new Squishmallows that are coming out, and one is white and red and it's a cow, and I'm so excited because I've been wanting a red cow for a long time. But anyway, I don't necessarily have a cow in every single color, I don't think, but I tried not to pick a cow for every color because I wanted to have some variety in there. So there still are a lot of cows in this grouping, but I wanted to give y'all a little bit of variety while still staying true to which ones are really my favorite. So I do have a little bit of variety in here for y'all today, and a few of them I don't think I've shown on my page before, so give them a little screen time to see a little bit more of my collection. But I'm just really excited to show y'all, so let's get started. Okay, sorry y'all if the camera angle or lighting looks a little different. I had to pull down, I have a window over here, which is why the light comes in over that direction a lot. And I swear, I mean, it's nice, giving me a little golden hour, but the sun always likes to come out when I start filming a video, so I had to pull down the shade a little bit on it because otherwise it just gives me this really light, bright patch of sunlight on me, and it's hard to see. So we had to rearrange a little bit, but that's okay. So we're starting off strong with my favorite red Squishmallow in my collection. So as I said, this isn't a cow, and I think I'm going to pronounce it correctly. I think it's Ilia. So this gal is my favorite red Squishmallow in my collection. Specifically, this version of her. I have Ilia in, I think it's a 7.5 inch because that one's from Five Below, and I feel they don't usually have 8 inch. It's usually a 7.5 inch. Usually, don't quote me on that, but usually sometimes they are a little smaller. So I do have her in that size as well as this size. I think this might be a 14 or a 16 inch. I'm not sure, but this one is from Walgreens. Give you a little look. I just really like this one for some reason. I think she's supposed to be a sriracha bottle, and I actually don't even like spicy food really, or I'm not a big sriracha fan, but I just really liked this one. I was really drawn to it. I think it's the details, to be completely honest. So if you can see the details up here on the top, and then the embroidery details right here where the little chili is. It's just, honestly, you can tell and you can feel that it's really good quality, and it's a really good quality Squishmallow. So I think this one is my favorite red Squishmallow in my collection. Jana, I think is her name, the little strawberry jam. She was a close second, but I just have always really liked this guy ever since I saw him at Walgreens, and I just had to take him home. Again, I mean, it's in the food Squishmallow range, which is one of my favorite types of Squishmallows besides the cows, but it's not really a food that I love, but I just really like this one for some reason. I don't even really know how to explain it, but y'all let me know in the comments if you have a connection like this to one of your plush in your collections. All right, next up for the color orange. So I felt like I had to choose this one for the color orange. Orange in general is not my favorite color, and I feel because I was looking around my room, and I feel I don't have a ton of orange Squishmallows in my collection. I definitely have some, but I just don't feel I have a ton. I feel I have more pink or purple or stuff like that. And I guess orange just isn't as popular of a color in my collection, but I felt I had to choose this one. And it is Mr. Pumpkin Connor. I know it's got some black on him and a little green up here, but I feel he's mostly orange, so it counts. But this is definitely, let me give you a little bit of a up-close shot of that detail. Oh, and the Mallow Mash patch on the back. But this is definitely my favorite orange Squishmallow in my collection. So this is the first cow in my little lineup here for favorite Squishmallows by color. So I had to like remind myself what they were grouped as. But this is definitely my favorite orange one. Again, I think I talked about him in my like favorite Squishmallow video. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. But Connor the Cow, well, basically, long story short, Connor the Cow is my favorite Squishmallow like ever. Like, I know this is a version of Connor the Cow, but just Connor the Cow in general is my favorite, and that video will tell you a little bit more why he's my favorite, so definitely go check it out. But I won't make you listen to all that again now, but I was so excited when they released this one for Mallow Mash last year in 2024, and I was ecstatic because they had the Cam pumpkin version the year before, and I was so hoping they would do a cow, and I was so glad that they decided to do Connor. So I just think he's perfect. And again, even though I don't love orange, I love this version of Connor, so it works really well together. All right, our next color is yellow, and y'all, I will tell you, I almost chose a cow for this one too. I like was going back and forth. You can see him kind of in the picture, but Bodhi is the yellow cow that I have, and I think it's actually the only yellow cow that's out there. I don't know, but that's the only one I have. Or no. What am I thinking? Dagmar is also a yellow cow. You can't see her because she's kind of behind the Bodhies, but that's also another yellow cow. She's the one that has a little lemon on her. But I almost picked Bodhi for my favorite yellow Squishmallow, but I don't know. Like, I just felt like, one, I was like, well, if I can do a non-cow, like, let's do that. So they're just not all cows except for, like, one. But I did feel good about this decision, so it wasn't like I was just trying to pick something else. But my favorite yellow Squishmallow is Miss Junie. Oh my goodness, a little up close look at her again. I just love Junie. I did a video on like my entire Junie collection, so if you're interested in seeing what all versions of her I have, definitely go check that video out. But she is just so perfect and so pretty, and like this version in general, just chef's kiss, so good, so good. But I just really like her, and I don't even know what it is. Sorry, I feel like the sun just went away and so it got dark again. Oh well, maybe I'll open the maybe I'll open the shade again, but whatever. But she is probably my favorite non-cow Squishmallow. Just in general, she's just so perfect. This one is actually like the Canada version. I don't know if you can see them really, but this one right here is the same kind of version of Junie, but from the US, so it's from Hallmark, I believe, is what that one's from. But I just really like the Canada version for some reason, but this one is just she's just so perfect. She's just so cute, and I love how her little like banana peels move. I think that's such a fun detail, and so glad that Squishmallows like decided to have that, because I feel like they could have just sewn it or like just had it patterned on her, like on the bottom of her. But it's so cute to have these kind of out, and you can just like move them the way you want. But this is definitely had to be my favorite yellow Squishmallow in my collection. All right, moving on to the next colors. I also apologize because the next few colors are all cows that I ended up picking out. Again, I think that's okay. I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of variety in today's video, but I mean, if you know my page, you know I love the cows, so you know it's probably gonna mostly be cows. But I do have a few other non-cows sprinkled in here with the rest of the colors. But anyway, next color is green, and I chose another cow, like I said, and it is Mr. Ivor. I know this is definitely more of like a mint green color, but I mean, I consider it green. I actually really like mint green in general. That's my favorite colors, I think, are yellow and green, and I either love like a good forest green or like a mint green, so it just kind of depends on the mood. But give you a little up close look at him. He is so cute. I love this version of him in general, like specifically in general. I don't know why I said that, but like I love this version of him specifically. I just feel like he's so round and perfect, and he's just like so soft. And look at these little like corduroy antlers that he has. That's such a cute touch. But this one, I don't know, I think like my favorite green is not only just Ivor, but like him specifically in this version, in this size. I I don't know, there's just something like a perfection. It's just like all I can say. But this is definitely my favorite green Squishmallow. I feel like they should, I want them to make like more cows in other colors. Like I was saying about the red too. I have Ivory in green, and like Seamus is green, and Ada, I think is how you say her name, the one that has like the green spots and they're just like floral print. Gosh, I'm sorry, y'all. Some of these videos, I feel like I can't speak, and it's just like sometimes I shoot these videos after work, so I feel like my brain is about done for the day, so I apologize. But I guess I would count her as a green cow as well. But I just kind of wish, I like hope in the future they'll come out with more cows and more colors. So I feel like we have a lot of pink cows, a lot of purple cows, and maybe a good handful of blue cows. So I think we need some more cows in the other colors just to like round out the collection. But this is my favorite green Squishmallow in my collection. Okay, next up we have the color blue, and we're in blue a little bit, so I'm matching this one a little bit. But I felt like I would be doing myself a disservice to choose anyone for this category but Tulloch. He is, oh my goodness, just so perfect. Like, y'all look at him a little up close. But he is definitely one of my favorite cows in my collection. I feel like maybe my top 3 are Connor, Ronnie, and Tulloch, and this is the only version of Tulloch that's out there, I think. And it makes me sad because I feel like we need more Tullochs, like a 5-inch Tulloch. I would buy that so quickly. But I think his coloring is just so pretty, like this nice pretty pink that his nose is really complements the different blues he has. And this shade of yellow for his horns is so perfect too. I just overall think they really popped off with this cow. He's definitely one of my favorites. It was definitely interesting me getting a hold of this Squishmallow as well. If you haven't seen my Squishmallow story time video, definitely go check it out. I talk about how I got this cow and a couple other cows in my collection. Some funny stories in there, so I'd highly recommend. But I just, again, I had to choose Mr. Tulloch for the blue, my favorite blue Squishmallow in my collection. All right, next color is dun da 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 purple. So again, another cow. I'm sorry, but you know, you gotta love the cows. So like, it's just how it's gonna be. But the one I picked for this one is specifically like I picked this version specifically because I have other sizes / versions of this one. But this version of this cow in particular is my favorite purple cow. Sorry, gosh, that was like a little mouthful. But I chose Alexi, and it is literally specifically this one. I love all the other versions of Lexi that I have as well, but this version I actually got from another collector, and it's the like OG Love's gas station version. And I was so sad because I would have loved to find this version of her or just like this Alexi in person, but I didn't. But it was so sweet that I got this from another collector. I don't know, like I've been obsessed with her since I knew that she existed. It's definitely one of those, but I just really, really like this light purple color. I know the other ones are technically light purple too, and they have the gold horns, but I don't know, there's just something about this version of her that I'm just obsessed with, and I was just waiting to get my hands on her since the beginning. Actually, now that I say that, of course, I can't see them from down here. They're like way at the top of the shelf over here. But I got they released like an updated version of the 5-inch Alexi like a year or so ago. I can't remember. And I think she had, no, okay. I was going to say, I'm not sure if she had the golden horns too, but I think she did. It's just, I think she's a slightly darker purple than this one is. And it's just that like pastel-y light purple that really caught my eye. And just, I don't know, like I've said multiple times, the 5-inch versions like of Squishmallows are my favorite size. So this was just perfect, and I honestly am so glad I have this one in my collection, but this just had to be my favorite purple Squishmallow in my collection. All right, guys, next up we have pink, and I guess this is like the last color of like the quote regular rainbow. Like when you look at like the rainbow emoji, for example. Actually, I say that and I don't even think pink's in there, but this is the last color before we get to like the neutral section. Should have just said that from the beginning, but oh well. So this is my favorite pink Squishmallow in my collection, and I had to choose like, I don't know, like I thought about it a little bit because I do have a lot of pink and I have a lot of purple Squishmallows, but Reshma, I think that's how you say it. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel like maybe I say that wrong, but Reshma is my favorite pink Squishmallow. Definitely this version of her. Unfortunately, this isn't like the OG version of Reshma, but it's like the second release, I think. Actually, I'm not sure. Are you the original? I think it's the second release because I got this from another collector because I remember, because I think they were released at like Hot Topic, and like the first round, it was so crazy because everybody was wanting her and they released her, and then everybody's like pre-orders became like back orders or something. Like she was so popular, and then when they re-released her at Hot Topic, she like they immediately went to like sold out, and like you, even if you ordered it, you weren't gonna get it, and it was like you ordered it in February and you weren't gonna get it until September or something. So I was like, well, there's probably no chance of me finding this in store. I did try though, but I never did. And then they re-released her at Box Lunch too. I do have that version of her, but it just, love her. Sorry, other Rushma. I don't feel so bad saying this, but like I think I like this version of her better. The one that they released at Box Lunch, I think wasn't as great of quality. I don't know. Y'all let me know if you agree, if you have those. But this version in particular is my favorite pink Squishmallow. And look, she has a little heart on the back too. And just the strawberry. I have the regular, I can't tell if you see that. Yeah, this one, the regular version of Reshma as well without the strawberry. But this, I just am obsessed with this version of her. And I just had to pick this one for my favorite pink Squishmallow in my collection. Okay, next up, we're moving into like the neutrals area of the Squishmallows I picked out for my favorite colors. So again, we have gray, black, brown, and white. I'm not exactly sure if that's like technically the way you're supposed to go through neutrals, but that's how I'm going to show you, because it also kind of mixes up ones that aren't cows and ones that are cows, so you kind of get a little bit more variety kind of scattered. But we are going to start with my favorite gray Squishmallow. And this one actually was gifted to me by a family friend. And he doesn't have the tag on him. It's in one of my Squish tag binders. But he came with one of the big tags and one of the old tags. So I was obsessed. Like so obsessed from the beginning. It was like one of those tags that was like green on the outside. And like they don't even show the Squishmallow on the outside. I don't think like they have them on the inside with the squad. It's one of those, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, if you know, you know. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. But, this is Walker. I don't think I've ever shown him on my channel. I was trying to think of these other ones. I feel like a lot of the other ones, I don't think Ilya, I've ever shown her. And I don't know if I've actually shown Reshma on my channel either. But I definitely have not shown Walker, but I just really like this guy. I don't know what it is, but like, look at his little tail. And again, the corduroy horns, I love that. But he's just a great little guy. I guess he's not little, but he's just a great guy. I don't know what it is, but I just really, really like him. Because again, y'all know I love the cows. I love the food Squishmallows. And then I have like a select few regular Squishmallows, like just other species, I guess is what you would say. But there's just something about him that I really, really like. I don't know what it is, but he's just something different, and I just really, really like him. So I had to choose him for my favorite gray Squishmallow. Okay, next up we have my favorite black Squishmallow, I guess. Like black color Squishmallow. He's kind of black / gray, but of course, had to have San Diego Comic-Con Connor make another appearance on my channel. I felt like he was just really good for this spot in this video. I think, again, like I said, this part's pretty gray, but like this part's pretty black. But overall, he's probably just one of the darkest Squishmallows that I have. I was trying to look, I know Connor is like partially black. He's got the black spots, but he's white everywhere else. So I think this is the darkest Squishmallow that I have. So I just felt like it was a good one to put in for this part of the video. We give y'all a little almost dropped him. Give y'all like a little 360 of him, but I had to include him in this, especially since I love the color scheme of this Squishmallow, this version of Connor, so much. I felt like it was only fitting to put him in a color related YouTube video, so had to add him in here. Okay, the last two that I have are going to be my favorite brown Squishmallow and my favorite white Squishmallow. And actually looking at them, they both kind of have the same color scheme, but it's okay. So for the brown, I had a hard choice. I almost decided to do Omar, my 8-inch Omar the bear. For brown, I feel like he would have been a really good brown, but I also felt like I wasn't being true to myself by not picking a cow for this one. And if you might know who I'm talking about at this point, but I felt like I had to choose Ronnie for my favorite brown cow, or my favorite brown cow, my favorite brown Squishmallow. But I know he's got a lot of like white on him, but I feel like the brown spots count. And I, in particular, really, really like this version of Ronnie that I have in my collection. He's got I don't know if y'all can see that, but like that version of the tag, actually Walker has that version, the gray one that I chose. He has that version of the little hang tag, or not hang tag, the like butt tag maybe, I don't know. But I felt like he just, like I was thinking, oh, should I choose another cow? Because I've chosen so many cows. But I just felt like I've got Connor in here and I've got Tulloch in here. I gotta have Ronnie in here because I love this cow so much. So Omar was definitely a close second, but I had to choose Ronnie as my favorite brown cow. Again, I said it again, y'all. I knew it as I was coming out. My favorite brown Squishmallow. But last but certainly not least, my favorite white Squishmallow in my collection. I don't really have any, like, very many all-white Squishmallows. This one's pretty close, I would say. She might be more on, like, the cream/white side. I do have, like, an all-white Squishville. It's I forget his name. It's like Dash, I think. It's the little dumpling. He's really cute, but this is another random one, kind of like Walker, that I just really like. But this is Sophie the lamb. This is the version of her holding the little chocolate bunny, so it's an Easter version of her. I think I got this version from Walmart last Easter. This was not like this year's Easter release, I don't think. Well, I didn't get them I know I didn't get her this year, but I don't know if there's like a version of her out this year too. But this is my favorite white/cream, I guess, because like she's pretty white here, but this is more of a cream color. But this is my favorite one for this color of my Squishmallows in my collection. I don't know what it is, but it's another, like I said, it's another thing like Walker. I just really like this Squishmallow in particular. And again, it's the 5-inch. So it's automatically going to be very high in my rating scale, but I just really like her. I would love to have some other versions of her one day. I don't know if it was supposed to be a Valentine's Day one, but there's like a pink version of her. I think that one's also called Sophie too, but it's a pink lamb and they're holding like a little heart instead of the chocolate bunny. I think that one's absolutely adorable. So I'd love to have that in my collection one day, but I do think that's like one of the older ones and one of the hard to find ones. I'm not sure, but I just really like her. I don't know what it is, but she's just really cute. And again, it's that small size that really gets me. She's just really cute. So I felt like I had to choose her for my last Squishmallow of a certain color in my collection. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed seeing my favorite Squishmallow I know it's not every color, but I'm just gonna say my favorite Squishmallow for every color in my collection. It was really fun to do something like this. So if y'all have any ideas like similar to this, or any ideas for videos that y'all would like to see, definitely leave them in the comments below, because I always love like hearing new ideas, because you know there's only so much like one person can come up with at a time, but it's always really helpful to hear y'all's suggestions too. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye!